Chief White House correspondent Johnathan Karl, who just joined us, flying in for the briefing room session. He was in the Oval Office for this extraordinary moment, asked the president some questions, and John, everybody's talking about that big hug you got from Kanye West. Must have felt pretty good in there.
This was one of the stranger days. This was one of the stranger days, and we've had many, many, many strange days during the Trump era. Oh my God, you're actually going to show the hug there?
So, a lot of love to go around. A lot of love.
There was a lot of love in that room,
Devin.
But, you know, I think that the most important question that I asked today, and this was a day where, I asked the president, he had 3 different events that I was in for. I asked him questions about Jamal Khashoggi, the Saudi journalist who's disappeared. I asked about the hurricane, obviously. I asked about the economy and the Federal Reserve. And I asked about Kanye West, but I think that in some ways, the question that set this all off was at the very end of the first event the president had today. This was where he was signing the Save Our Seas Act with Sheldon Whitehouse, one of his true Trump nemesis in the Senate. And at the very end of that event, I said, "Mr. President, will you bring us in when you meet with Kanye?" Because
it was supposed to be closed to reporters. It was supposed to be
closed. I mean, as you know, Devin, the meeting was not even on the president's schedule. It wasn't even listed as an off-the-record meeting. It wasn't even listed as a closed meeting. It wasn't listed at all. And if you remember, when Kim Kardashian came in, I think the president, by the way, got a much more enthusiastic hug than I did. What do you think? I mean, that.
So, but who hugged who in both cases? We're watching. We've got a replay.
I think Kanye was initiating all of this, but but when Kim Kardashian came in, several months ago, the White House simply put out a photograph. They did not bring the press in. So I don't think that it was a given that we were going to see this. I think this was very much the president kind of calling an audible, and maybe I've got some of the blame or credit or something for that by bringing this up.
Well, we thank you because that was quite a spectacle that you brought to the entire world by asking to get in.
Yeah, but it was something else. I mean, you saw, I mean, surreal. I was trying to take pool notes to describe what was going on and to describe the soliloquy that we heard from Kanye West, and I kind of basically summarized every 6th or 7th line. I mean, he was talking about how Ford needed to make fly cars. He was talking about his experience with Adidas. He was talking about doing away with the 13th Amendment. He was talking about his Make America Great Again hat, and that line, he said, that is where he gets his power. That is his Superman's cape. I asked him, by the way, guys, about the what Kanye had said about George W. Bush in the aftermath of Katrina, that he doesn't care about black people. I said, well, what do you say to those that say this president doesn't care about black people? And that led to another soliloquy that went on, and I think that was where he came up with that line that if he doesn't look good, we don't look good. But I don't know what to make of it all. I mean, I guess that's why you guys are here doing the analysis on the briefing room. Maybe you can tell me.
Well, we were just chewing on that, and one does wonder, what does the president get out of this? Before we let you go, John, I want to put that to you. It does seem that the president, his staff, they do invoke Kanye West when talking about the African-American community. They talk about the low level of African-American unemployment, other economic indicators when talking about why black Americans, black voters should be supporting this president. They constantly invoke Kanye's name. Do you think they actually believe it? Does it have any cred? Is it getting them anything, if you will?
I mean, I think that the president will come back to over and over again the unemployment rate, the African-American unemployment rate. And, you've heard the line that he has said, and it's actually largely true, that African-American unemployment is at an historic low in this country. Of course, the unemployment rate across the board is at a 49-year low. In terms of this, I think that the White House staff, if they thought that this was really truly a way to reach out and part of a strategy for the African-American vote, which, by the way, the president has almost none of, let's be honest, they would have done more to kind of proactively put this out there. But again, this was not something that was scheduled to be before the cameras. This was the president himself kind of calling that audible. And I could tell at times he felt a little bit uncomfortable with Kanye's soliloquy, and he kept on coming back to Jim Brown. Let's talk to Jim Brown. Jim Brown's
the
here.
NFL
Jim Brown's
legend
also
who was
here.
also in the Oval Office, right?
Yeah. Who also, had very, glowing words of praise for Donald Trump.
All right, our own chief White House correspondent Johnathan Karl making the news once again, this time with a hug in the Oval Office. That's a first, I think, for you, John. Thank you so much for making the effort and joining us here in the briefing room. We'll see you later.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.